Just chatting scene. I guess we'll put it on this. And yeah, should be able to hear it. If not, let me know. Should be able to hear it. I'm not sure if it's gonna go through. Um, but it's like I was saying, it's hard to go through these things right now because the thing is we're not getting anywhere. We're not having this. We're having like you can see across the whole country. Well, I might even just use this microphone and call it a day because I know this microphone y'all can hear me. Um, but it's it's the situations that we're going through right now. We are going through a bunch of situations where us as veterans, us as society, us as people are not doing a good job of actually taking in what is going on around us and paying attention to your neighbor, taking care of your neighbor, taking care of those people you have around your community. It's more there's become a lot of more selfishness that's been going on, and I think it's causing problems within society. Some people ain't gonna want to hear this. Some people are not. I'm getting to the point where I don't really give a shit, and I think that's starting to be concerning for me, at least, because I'm trying to assist people in the best way I can. I'm trying to assist people by providing guidance towards their benefits, guidance towards their entitlements, guidance towards things that are upcoming, things that are changing. The problem that I'm having is that it's me being able to keep a differential of what's going on, keep a difference and not try to make it a political thing, not try to make it that, oh, because you voted this way or because you voted that way, it's a thing. It's just kind of getting difficult because the problem I have with a lot of the way people voted is that even if they were wrong, admit to it. If you made the wrong decision or you feel you made the wrong decision, live up to that. Say something about it. Hold somebody accountable for it. Don't just try to don't just try to bullshit around and just try to make it seem like people are not there. Like I know a bunch of people on this channel, on the YouTube channel that tune in. I was just like a bunch of people voted Republican, a bunch of people voted for Trump, a bunch of people didn't want to believe the whole Project 2025 and it's coming to fruition and like at full speed. A lot of people didn't want to listen to that stuff. So it's just like a lot of people don't want to listen to the guidance that's being given to them that is going to be beneficial to them or can actually help them out in the long run. And the problem we're having as veterans is some don't want to hear the shit, but you're a part of the process. You're a part of the process. Whether you like it or not, you're a part of the process. You have that designation. When it comes to changes that may benefit you or hinder you, you're still part of that process. Whether you want to be a part of it or not, you are still a part of that process. A lot of people are not understanding that all these changes, like, look, you go through just look at social media. Look at all the shit that's going on. Look at everybody at these town hall meetings and look at how these representatives and look at how these people that are supposed to be serving us are treating us, the people that put them into power. Now, that conversation isn't had by many people because many people want to avoid that conversation. Many people have lost friendships or lost family and stuff like that because of political decisions. But the thing is have we asked the part of have we had a conversation with these people? Have we actually decided to sit down and actually have a conversation or a discussion, not a debate, an actual conversation about these things? Like what's going on? What's the difference? Because for some, it's just like, you know what? I don't want anything to do with this. I don't want to take part. I don't want to say anything. And it's just like, you know what? I understand. Sometimes for like the mental health thing, I understand for people. I understand that. I understand that some people, it causes shit. It causes anxiety in me. That's why most of the time when I do these, I don't do as many as I did like when it was like election season. But it was more educating people. It's just like I like to educate people whether they like it or not. The thing is some people are so hard-headed that it affects everything going forward. You're not going to educate people if people don't want to be educated. That's fine. I understand that. But at the same time, for a person to decide that, you know what, I don't want to be educated on the subject, but it's going to have ramifications for somebody else, that's a problem for me. I have a problem with that. It's always trying to make sure that the next person is good. Take take care of the next person. While you were in service as a veteran, you always trying to make sure your battle buddy was good, no matter what the case was. Like the amount of stories I could give people, and I know veterans could do it, that is just those people that you served with are a different kind of family. It's a different kind of family. This is the type of family that you may not have. You may be short on funds, or you want to go out but you ain't got money, and people just be like, "Yo, bro, just go. I got you." Or, "Hey, man, let me borrow your car." They just throw you the keys. You don't have that camaraderie. You don't have that friendship anymore with stuff like that. But then it's just like with those same people, you don't want to have a conversation about this. I was like, stuff like this is important to have a conversation about, because the thing is like us as veterans don't do a good job of talking to each other. Us as veterans don't do a good job of speaking about the issues we have. I was just tuning into another TikTok that I ran into, because now my feed is somehow showing me more military personnel or military talks and stuff like that. And it's just like you start seeing that some veterans don't give a shit. Some veterans don't give a shit about well-being. Some just care for themselves. Some use the platform to just basically try to make themselves look bigger than what they really were or are. Some are just straight up fucking idiots. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it anymore. And I think that's one of the things that I've been doing a lot, especially a lot with the YouTube channel. I've been trying to do it because, I want to get more subscribers. I want to be able to make this a larger platform. I want to be able to help educate stuff. But at the same time, I need to be able to call out the stupidity that is ongoing with veterans. Veterans ain't going to like it. I don't give a shit. There's too many topics and too many things going on with veterans that veterans don't talk about. But then they expect results. I was like, it doesn't work that way. If you have a problem with the VA, why do you have a problem with the VA? What caused this problem with the VA? Was it a specific person? Was it a specific department? Was it this specific thing that happened to you? It was just like, those are the things that us as veterans are not having these conversations on. But the first thing a person is able to say quickly is, "Oh, the VA is shit." In some cases, yes, the VA is shit. I'm not going to deny that. But in some cases, and a lot of places, the VA does what it's supposed to do. So it's just like, if you're looking at it in that manner, it's just like, okay, you trying to tell me that the VA sucks, but you don't go and actually get assistance. You don't know of these benefits that are available to you. You don't know about the VA healthcare or whole healthcare or specially adapting housing grants or the VA loan or the GI Bill / the Montgomery GI Bill or the Dependents Education Assistance or all these multitude of programs, and the VRE especially, that's available to a veteran to use to get them out of a situation or educate them more or better them. Because the thing is they didn't do that while they were in service. A lot of veterans don't take care of or maintain the stuff they could have been doing while in service. Why? Because you were serving your country. You were either some sort of leadership or whatever that, hey, maybe they didn't give you the time. Maybe they didn't push education. But at the same time, that don't mean you got to stay stupid. At the end of the day, you don't got to stay stupid. There's too many hard-headed veterans out there right now that plain-heartedly voted on stupidity. And I'm saying that straight up. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You can unsubscribe. You can leave. At this point, I don't really give a shit. It's to the point where you have to be honest with yourself. Like, hey, you either made a wrong decision, but you got to man up or woman up and decide to say, hey, you know what? I made a fucking mistake. Or if you didn't make a mistake, explain why you didn't have a mistake. Because the thing is the problem that we have, and this happens with elections every time. It's not just this election or this administration as previous administrations. It's always we voted for this, and then when shit goes wrong, it's quiet time. We ain't gonna say who we voted for. Now we're gonna keep it on the wraps because we know we fucked up. No, say you fucked up. Because the thing is other people seen what you did. Other people seen what you said. Other people seen how you voted. But now you want to be quiet about it. Now you don't want to lay mention about it. Now you just want to keep it that, you know what? I'm a veteran. I voted this way. I'm going to just stay quiet. No, say it. But the bigger thing is that we are going through these things, And people ain't fucking correcting the people that need to be fucking corrected. That is the biggest gripe I have with veterans right now. You fucked up. Somebody else is fucking up, but you ain't fucking checking them. That person needs to be checked. That person needs to be told, hey, man, shut the fuck up. Or, bro, you wrong. Or, you should look into this before you start talking nonsense. Because that's the biggest problem I have. With any kind of fucking deliberation that comes from any fucking administration we have, it's always easy to just put the blame on, oh, well, you voted for this. It don't matter who the fuck voted for it. Are you holding them accountable? Because yes, you might have voted for it, but at the end, if you voted wrong and you see that what you were voting for isn't being done, then it's time for you to make a stand and say something about it. Because just as many people wearing the fucking red MAGA hats was just as fucking quick to fucking say, oh, you're wrong. That's a lie. This, and that. He had nothing to do with Project 2025. And now Project 2025 is being rolled out in fucking the best fucking fashion possible, going literally line by line. Because it's not even like they like switching stuff up. No, they're doing exactly what they said they were going to do. And then you still have people that are trying to say that that's bullshit. You voted for this. Now, the problem is that some people voted for this. Some knew what they were voting for. So when you get the fucking short end of the stick, I hope that shit gets even fucking smaller. For some that voted this way, they had no fucking idea because they didn't look into it. Sometimes it's like, hey, this is how my family has voted, or this is how I've gotten used to doing it. I understand that. And then there's the people that just did it just to spite people, just to fucking do it, just because to say they did. And it's just like all those three different people are still the same fucking people that made a decision off of what they believed. Now, if you believe the same, fine. You do see nobody, Annette, when it comes to people talking about fucking Elon Musk and all this shit, it was just like the problem I have is the biggest gripe I have, well, more gripes, because I have a bunch of gripes. I just don't fucking voice them as much anymore. Because the thing is, you know what? Sometimes I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I would like to make this like a company, Veteran Awareness Project. But at the same time, if I'm going to be a company that stands for helping veterans, I need to be able to stand out and call out veterans too. I can't just stay quiet when veterans do stupid shit. The same way it was just like, hey, if you were doing shit in service and you were doing it wrong and it was illegal or somebody could have gotten hurt, yeah, I'm gonna fucking say something. I'm not gonna stay quiet about it and let fucking person just get away with it. But that's what's going on now because people want to talk about, oh, remember one of the biggest gripes that people have was just like, nobody voted for Kamala Harris to be the fucking primary for the Democrats. Who the fuck voted for Elon Musk? Nobody appointed it. Nobody said anything. And then when you start asking questions, it's like, oh, he is a part of it. Oh, no, he's not a part of it. Oh, but he runs Doge, but he's not a part of Doge. So which one the fuck is it? Because this person is affecting a lot of fucking lives. It's not only veterans, it's every other job that is losing. Because the thing is you got to keep into account. Most places, when you gonna get fired like that, you get a heads up. You don't get fired over the fucking weekend. You don't get fired by finding out that you had a whole weekend to your family and stuff like that. And then come Monday morning when you tried to log into your fucking email or some shit, you don't have access to anything anymore. Now you don't have a job. Some people moved to go to where they were going. And this is dealing with veterans. So my thing is like when you look at it, you can go to vanews.gov and you can look at it. And you can pull it up. 1,000 employees were fired off of February 13th. On February 13th, we got notification that 1,000 VA workers have been let go. These being probationary workers. Did we get told where they were at? 3 years. 3 years, 10 months and counting. Nah, it's not 3 years, 10 years and counting extreme. We got midterm elections, and that's what people fail to realize. We got midterm elections. A lot of these dumb fucking people that are not fucking assisting the people that put them into office or did not vote or voted for these people that because they said and ran on bullshit. Now people are feeling the effects because you can see all the town halls across the fucking country where you see constituents asking their representative, asking their senator, why is this happening? Why is this? Oh, we want to make the government more efficient, this, and that, and this, and that. Mind you, and like I said, I have nothing wrong with government efficiency. I have nothing wrong with removing waste, fraud, and abuse. The thing is when you removing waste, fraud, and abuse, you do it correctly. It's not you just decide to randomly fire people because they're on probationary periods. So it's not even like you decided to actually make sure that you were getting rid of the people that were not doing their job. Because, us as veterans, if we're doing veterans claims and we submit a claim and we have somebody that's doing the VA rating and they're just like not doing their fucking job, or they're just denying you just because they felt like denying you, that's the people that we need to look into getting fired. Now, you can have somebody that's on a probationary period, just got out the military, thought they were going to do good, got a job at the VA. Like, you know what? I want to help veterans. Because the thing is if you get a government job, it's to help do something. Yeah, the pay is nice. Benefits is nice. But at the end of the day, if you chose to go through the VA when there's all sorts of contracts all over the place, you decided to do this. Where's all the information and money they said they saved? The funny thing is with that, Annette, is when I look at it this way. On February 13th, when they came out with that news, more than 1,000 employees dismissed, right? And it says that there are currently more than 43,000 probationary employees across the department. And these cuts, these 1,000 employees that they got rid of, are going to save. You say you're talking politics, talking war. I be talking electronics and math. That's fine. You can talk whatever you feel like. And that's why you have your own channel and you have your own YouTube to do as you please. But at the same time, it's just like you save 98 million is what they're saying they save per year, right? Now, when you go and you look at yesterday's published on the news, they fired another 1,400. And now that they're saying that there's 83 million saved per year and that there's only 40,000. One thing that I need people to keep in mind with that, we haven't even gotten to the people that chose to resign. But mind you, in the same thing, it says, in the meantime, VA continues to hire for more than 300,000 mission critical positions. So you got rid of basically 2,400 jobs because they were on probationary period. But then you're still trying to hire 300,000 mission critical. Now, the thing is where's the breakdown to this? Because the thing is right now, are you using the 83 and the 98 million that you supposedly saved from firing these people to put it in there? Because all they're saying is it's going back to healthcare benefits and services for VA beneficiaries. My question is the money's going to these benefits, right? But if you are cutting these benefits and reducing these benefits, where the fuck is the money going? Because that's the problem I'm having also. Everybody wants to talk about, Doge is doing a great thing and saving money and doing this. And then when you actually look at it, some of these contracts that he said were saved, they have monetary funds that have to be paid out. So if it's a contract of, let's say, 10 million and they have to pay out the 10 million, whether he cuts it or not, that's 10 million being paid. So there's no money actually being saved because you're still paying the money. Maybe 10 million next year, but that's if that contract actually went further than a year. Not if it was just 1 year contract. but it still has to be paid out. For some, there are some savings where it's nowhere near what they said. But at the end of the day, when it comes to veterans, it was just like, what exactly are we saving on? Because we still have a massive backlog when it comes to veterans affairs. Massive backlog. Massive, like, most people tend to forget that during Trump's first administration, he was part of a lot of cuts to the VA. But people tend to forget a lot of shit. People tend to forget that a lot of the politicians that we still have now are the same ones that have been screwing us over for some time. It hasn't changed. They haven't gotten any better. They haven't decided, you know what, we're going to do this as best we can. We're going to assist people. All these people that are losing their jobs, how are they being cared for? Because you literally are just getting rid of people, no notification, no 2-week notice. And the amount of stories you hear of veterans, some people moved to go to a location to get this job, moved their family from wherever they were at because they got a job with the VA or they got a job, a federal government job. And now all of a sudden that they moved, oh shit, you ain't got a job. You might have just bought a new house. You might have just bought a new car. You just moved your kids, your family away from what they were used to something new because you got a new job. And now to be told you ain't got that job no more because you on a probationary period. Not because you sucked, not because you were bad at the job, but no, because you didn't have long enough in there. If we want to be fucking efficient, I want you to look at the people that have been in the VA for so fucking long that they are those top earners where we can save some fucking money. And they haven't actually been producing what they're supposed to be doing. If you're a fucking director of any one of these departments and you've been in that department for quite some time and your department hasn't gotten more efficient, your department hasn't gotten any better, you haven't been able to actually be successful in bettering anything for veterans, why the fuck do you still hold that job? You mean to tell me a person that still don't even know the layout of the damn fucking building was more detrimental and waste, according to Doge, than a person that's been in a position for a lot longer and hasn't been doing a fucking job? Shit, if I could, the fucking guy that did my mental health evaluation, that dude needed to get fucking fired. Because that dude was just downplaying what I was saying when I was explaining my PTSD. Now, people like that are the ones that need to be fired. Not a person that's just learning the job. It's the same thing and the same shit that had my issues while I was in service. Part of the reason why I also got out, where a person that is newer to the army got a harder punishment than a person that's been in service longer. That shit never made sense to me. Because the thing is that fuzzy, that private, he's new to the fucking military. That fucking sergeant first class, that master sergeant, that sergeant major, they got caught doing this, got caught doing that, did this, did that. That motherfucker's been in the fucking army for 10 plus fucking years. How are you giving him more leeway than you are a person that hasn't been in the service as long? The same thing with this. You got people, how do I know? Like, look, if you come out and look, I could be dead wrong on this. You waste your life for a country that hates you. It's not even that this country hates you. It's the people in charge that we have in charge are screwing us over. Because there's no fucking way that you mean to tell me y'all want to talk about cuts. Y'all want to talk about removing benefits and stuff like that. It was just like, oh, we're not going to touch your compensation. But how much bullshit is that? The same way these people ran on, hey, we're not going to cut Social Security. We're not going to cut Medicaid. We're not going to cut Medicare. And then all of a sudden, the fucking budget resolution that just gets proposed by the Republicans is doing that exact same thing. So my thing is what's next for veterans then? Because the thing is if you're removing 2,400 jobs, which it's not a crazy amount, it's still people that are being affected. It's still most of them veterans being affected, that they're losing their jobs. But at the same time, it's just like, okay, so what else are we going to do? Because that's why I started saying, and I made that post I did the other day, was that us as veterans need to do a better job of using all these fucking benefits. Because the thing is if we're not using them, it's the easiest, but that's the easy button for them. Well, we got people here in this chat, right? And they're just like, you're losing everything. Losing jobs, losing healthcare, losing financial stability. Because the thing is just like, you've been working at this place for like maybe a year, maybe or two. You're thinking, you know what? I'm going to be in this for the long haul. The same way many military service members do. You know what? When I sign up, I'm going to do the full fucking 20 years. How many people don't you fucking know that did that? How many people did you not serve with that said, you know what? I'm going to do the 20. I'm joining. I'm doing my 20 years. I'm going to get my fucking retirement check. And then next thing you know, most of these people got the fuck out the army. Why was that? Wasn't because of the pay. We had shit pay from the get. It wasn't because of the change in regulations. It was because of the people. It was because of that supervisor or that commander or that first sergeant or that platoon sergeant or that platoon leader. That's why people get out the fucking military. But at the same time, it's the same thing with the VA. A lot of people don't want to go to the VA because what? That one person that they seen was terrible. That CMP examiner, trash. But what did we do? We didn't get rid of that CMP examiner. Did we get rid of that first sergeant? Did we get rid of that sergeant major? Did we let them retire early? Even though they should have probably been in jail. With benefits. So now us as regular veterans, they start pitting us against each other. And it's just like, oh, well, combat vet, non-combat vet, MOS, combat arms, not combat arms. And you start having that discussion and it's just like, for what? What the fuck does it matter? You think they were checking that? More so expensive, and it's also a racket as a hospital. Most of them, like, the thing is that people don't look. We have a lot of things in history that keep on. They don't repeat themselves exactly. People don't understand that. Like, people be like, "Oh, look, history repeats itself." It's not a fucking carbon copy paste. It's not a copy and paste when it comes to history repeating itself. You don't think that these people don't learn from history? They learn from those mistakes. The thing is it's easy to say, you know what? We're making the government more efficient. If you want to tell me that you are making the government more efficient, that means that you are getting rid of the inefficient people, not just getting rid of people. There's a big difference there. Because the thing is if you look, I can tell you this much. I could probably bet you that those 2,400 VA workers that got removed, not one of them, the performance evaluation was actually looked at. Not one of them. Most of those people were doing a fucking job. You know why? Because and this is why I say, why are you getting rid of the people that have been there? If you want a probationary period, you got to be on your P's and Q's. You got to be doing your job. Why? Because if you ain't doing it, you ain't going to stay. So why would you remove people that you know have to do a good job to keep their job? Because they are under a probationary period. But you kept the people that have been in place for so long and haven't done or changed shit. It's just like that it blows my fucking mind to fucking try to put that together where nobody can have an answer for that. Nobody has a justification for you got rid of somebody that was supposed to be doing their job because otherwise they wouldn't have been able to keep it. But then you have people that have been sitting in these positions for who knows how many years and their pay is pretty damn high, but you didn't evaluate them. You didn't see if they were actually doing their job. How you a director of any kind of fucking program and your program has not been enrolling more people? That means you haven't been doing your fucking job as a program director. If you ain't getting more veterans to sign up for the VRE program, that means you're not doing your job to educate veterans to know, hey, You have 5 different tracks that you can go through the VRE that can help you be a better veteran, a better civilian, and be a part of society and try to reintegrate yourself back to something that you're not used to being a part of. But you fired a person that was handling the fucking counseling. It's more difficult to get into the military than college. In some places, in some cases, that's true. But it depends on when the military needs people. Because remember, when that Iraq and Afghanistan started popping off, man, they were putting in waivers for all sorts of shit. You had tattoos all over. It was like, look, bro, we'll take you. People, but that's the thing, extreme. The problem I have is like, yes, people remember and they will remember this chaos because a lot of people are gonna remember this. You have all these federal workers that are losing their jobs because, mind you, a third of the workforce for the federal government is veterans. Mind you, there's 19 million of us veterans. A lot of these jobs get taken by veterans. So if you're removing veterans, it was just like, look, it happens. People do lose jobs. I understand that. But the thing is most of the time there's a notification or there's some justification. Not, you know what, you were in your probation period. We don't give a shit if you were doing a great job, you were the best worker or not. We just cutting your job. People ain't gonna forget that. People ain't gonna forget having to, like, you had a paycheck, you had healthcare, you probably had dental, you had vision, you had all that shit that you were paying for. Now what happens? What happens to all these people and their families? There's 2,500 people that just lost their job off of the whim, just like, because you know what? Fuck it. They didn't need it. But us veterans needed these. We needed those people because some of these people were working positions that they claim are not mission critical. But if you're the VA, what isn't mission critical? What job is not mission critical when you are assisting veterans? Which job is that? Because there's no explanation. There's no transparency as they like to want to talk about and give all this bullshit about. There's no transparency because you should be able to tell me, hey, we fired 1,000 fucking people on February 13th. We've already gotten rid of 1,000 people. You should be able to tell me where you removed them from. Oh, you got rid of another 1,400 people. You should be able to tell me where you removed them from. You should be able to do that. If you're not doing that, then what exactly are you doing? Because you can't tell me where these cuts are going to. Mind you, like I said, we still don't know how many people actually decided to say, you know what, I'll resign and supposedly take whatever money y'all gonna give me for a couple of months' pay. So basically, we've lost about 2,400 people. We don't know how many people chose to take that resignation. We don't know how many people they're going to continue to cut. Because look at what they said. There's now 40,000 probationary employees across the VA. 40,000. So if they feel like, you know what, the cuts we made weren't enough, what do? Go after these 40,000? Do they just is that the way of going about it? Because the thing is once I saw that they said 1,000 were cut, I'm like, this is just the first round. That's just the first round that they decided, you know what, we're just gonna cut these jobs. There's no actual fucking performance measures. There's no actual evaluations. There's no actual valid information showing like, you know what, Cruz is terrible. Cruz is terrible. He shouldn't have a fucking job. Let's get rid of him. I understand that. But let's say I'm a probationary hire. I'm in that period. You really think I'm going to be doing a shit ass job to not keep my fucking job? Those are probably the best people we fucking had doing the VA rating. Why? Because they're still trying to figure it out, which, you know, can be a bad thing. But at the same time, they actually want to learn and are trying to do their job correctly and in the right manner so that they keep their job. As compared to somebody that may have been there for who knows how long. And like I said, There's no way you can't performance measure these people because there's a quota for how much they have to get done throughout the month. But you mean to tell me you can't evaluate them by checking, you know what? This person had 20 veterans claims, right? Out of 20 of these claims, fucking 15 of them, he denied more than half of that shit. Now, you mean to tell me that that's not somebody you should look into or maybe should be performance evaluated or just should be looked into? But no, that's not when it's going to happen. So 1979 voting rights are upset half of the country. The thing is it's a lot of things that are upsetting people in this country. Me, it always upsets me because the thing is most people don't educate themselves on that. And then they have friends and buddies that don't educate themselves on the stuff. And they go off of the stupid stuff that they watch on a particular news outlet. And this is for both sides. This isn't me just bashing Republicans. This isn't me just bashing Democrats. It's bashing both because it happens on both sides. You got people that are full of shit on both sides. You got people that say, hey, we're going to do this for you. They get elected and then all of a sudden, boom, fucking disappear. Inflation was supposed to be taken care of, right? What happened to that? How does the government being more efficient by the people that have made it inefficient work? How do you have a person that is part of the government debt accounting for government debt? I posed that question a couple of times to a couple of people and nobody could give me a good answer. It was just like, so you have, it's like having a criminal investigating his own fucking crime. You got Elon Musk, which receives government funding to fund his stuff, which I would say is government waste. And then he's the one checking to make sure. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? It was like you always see an outside entity go check. If something happens with like an insurance claim of whatever sort, they don't let you do this shit, do you? When you got into that car accident or you had hail damage or you had that, when's the last time they let you check what was wrong? When's the last time you got to write your own check for an insurance claim? I'll wait. But now we're allowing somebody else to do that. A person that made sure to not serve their country. A person that made sure to dodge serving their country. And this is the person that we are validating and want to fucking enrich and want to make it like, oh, he knows what he's doing and this, and that. And it's just like, we need to start talking about this shit because a lot of fucking people don't want to say nothing. I'm tired. We haven't even gotten that fucking far. And I'm already fucking tired. Because there's too many people that aren't witnessing what's going on or understanding what's going on. If we are, as veterans, just going to allow these people to come in and decide, you know what? I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut that. Y'all don't need this. Y'all don't need that. Where does it fucking stop? Where does it stop? I was like, Kyla, there's like, it doesn't matter your age. The thing is for some, sometimes it depends on the age because it's like where you get your information from. But for others, it doesn't. For some people have the ability to think on these subjects and actually be able to talk about it and have a discussion. Me, I like having discussions on this. Most of the time when I do these on TikTok, it's usually me talking shit. But it's me also trying to have a conversation, but it becomes me talking shit because you have some ignorant people. You have some dumb people. You have some people that don't have the ability to, you know what? I don't have to agree with you, but I can listen to you. I don't have to agree with what you say, but I can listen to what you got to say. Because then it gives me the understanding and the knowing of, oh, you want this way or you believe in this way for this reason. It's not just, you know what? I did it just to fucking do it. A lot of people decided they wanted this. A lot of people didn't listen to people when they were telling them what could happen. A lot of people didn't want to listen to the different ramifications that come from these things. It was just like, if they're cutting jobs, that's one portion. From what they've done, we should be seeing at least 100, like close to $200 million coming back to supposed benefits, services, and the VA. But the VA budget is in the billions. So please tell me what these 83 million and 98 million are really going to do to help veterans. Because within all this time period, they've made sure to notify you of how many people we've gotten rid of and how much money we've saved. But they're not telling us is we are investing it back into this program, or we are investing it into that program. Or you know what? Community care is going to be expanded because now we have an extra 83 million to contract out for doctors. They ain't saying that, are they? It's going to be a, you know what? I'm going to keep telling you about all these cuts and all the money we saved that y'all going to be like, wow, that's great savings. We saved so much. And then they're going to fucking help you forget that they ain't doing shit for you to actually put that money where their mouth is. Because where is it? You're going to save, you're going to transfer, you're going to fire these people. Who are you firing? Were they really not necessary? Because then if that was the case, why did you hire them in the first place? If that was the case, right? So if like, and that's the crazy thing for me is also how the VA was in a shortfall or in a deficit to begin this year. How you already in the hole? It wasn't no 83 million. Wasn't no, it was like what, 6 billion, I believe that they were in the hole. 200 million going up against 6 billion has nothing to do with it. We have too many veterans now that are getting out and are retiring. A lot of them are getting in and are getting out and are becoming veterans because they're at the retirement age because of Iraq and Afghanistan. Meaning you have toxic exposure. Meaning chances are you may develop something down the road. Or even worse is you have to file a disability claim. If we're in a backlog for 2 years on appeals, imagine having a new influx of new veterans coming in, which are going to change and add to the backlog. You making these cuts. And I was saying, I've said this, like, how many people do you know at any job work full capacity when they know they're about to get fired or when they think they can't get fired? You got a lot of veterans that deal with anxiety. And now you're putting them in a position where, you know what? You might lose your job. We don't know yet, but you may lose your job. Shit, the fact that Elon sent that thing like, hey, tell me what the 5 things you did last week were. So now you're trying to intimidate people by asking them what they did on a weekly basis. Just to ask them. Now, my question is shit, if it were me, I would fill out that email and I'd be like, can I get a raise now? I'm doing all this shit. Can I get a raise now? I'm doing this, and this is not in my job description, but I'm fucking doing it. So can I get a raise now since I'm doing this job more than what I'm supposed to be doing? But it doesn't work that way. They just gonna get fired. But what are veterans doing about that? Some veterans are still for this shit. Some veterans are just like, oh, the cuts is good, this, and bruh. Y'all been getting lied to this whole time where the person themselves said that they ain't batting 100. Like, bro, if you an accountant, if you doing any kind of audit, you need to be batting 100 on there. Because if that's the case, I got taxes I got to file. Let me file my own shit. I'll audit myself. Wouldn't everybody just love to audit themselves when it came tax season? I was like, oh, well, I got this over here. Well, no, actually, I did not spend that money. Write that off. You see how that doesn't make no sense? But at the same time, it's just like, hey, if you make budget cuts here, you make budget cuts there, it's only due time where benefits that are actually going to be useful to veterans are going to start being cut. Because they made exemptions for certain jobs. What are those jobs? Like, can we get a breakdown? I'm just asking for like transparency, right? What are these 300 mission critical positions that they're still allowing to hire? Because the thing is this is what baffles me too. You are still hiring for 300,000 positions. You let go of 2,400, meaning you still have almost 297,000 jobs you are still trying to fill. How are we saving money? How are we saving money exactly? You let go of 2,400, but you still want to hire over 300,000. And that's basically off of, like, I'm getting off of VA News. So if anybody has any questions or concerns about it, go to VA News and you can scroll down and go where it says VA Press Room. Shit, I might be able to show y'all. Well, on oh no, I don't have it. I don't have it set up. But you can go to VA News and it goes to VA Press Room but now this is what came out. Today, for immediate release, the VA processes 1 million disability claims faster than ever before. The Department of Veteran Affairs announced today it has processed more than 1 million disability claims in fiscal year 25, reaching the milestone nearly 2 weeks faster than it did in fiscal year 24. Despite receiving 15.6 more claims than last year, the department completed its 1 millionth FY25 claim February 20th. Through January, VA has provided $62 billion in compensation and pension benefit payments to the 6.9 million veterans and survivors. VA claims accuracy rate has risen to more than 92%. To date, VA has completed 375,961 PACT Act claims in fiscal year 25. That's Kyler, that's the funny part when they say that. The thing is they try to use certain verbiage that most people don't pay attention to. Most people don't like look between the lines when it comes to the explanation of these benefits or these losses. Or just like, you voted for this. I don't think anybody voted for other people to start losing their fucking jobs. What people did vote for was, hey, you're going to lower prices. You're going to make stuff more affordable. That's what a lot of people said they wanted to vote for him for. It's been, what, a month plus? I haven't seen an executive order that has done that. Still haven't seen it. That man was whipping them things out and just signing them like it was baseball cards. Where's the stuff that actually benefit people? Because the thing is these people want to make claims and stuff like that. It's just like, it says, under the leadership of President Trump, we are strengthening the department so it works better for veterans, families, caregivers, and survivors. So this is where my way of thinking leads to discussion and instances where people end up not liking me. Like I said, I don't give a shit. When they say that it's the fastest thing happened in fiscal year 25, somebody explain, or for those people that just take that, they'll take it at face value. We need to stop taking what these politicians and people tell us at face value and actually start looking into these things. Because the thing is fiscal year 25, right? When did fiscal year 25 start? Fiscal year 25 started in October 1st of 2024. Donald Trump and the VA secretary have taken over for a month. So you mean to tell me that you want to take credit for all the stuff that has already been happening since October 1st till now? You want to take credit and say that we have been doing a better job fixing stuff when you've only been in the position for a whole fucking month? The VA secretary hasn't even been that long because he just got recently confirmed like 2 weeks ago. So you can't come and start bullshitting people and telling them, oh, we've made all these changes, but fiscal year 25 started in October, meaning that was still under Joe Biden. Joe Biden didn't leave the fucking office till January 20th. So what are the numbers from October 1st to January 20th? Because those would still be considered under the previous administration. What are the numbers from January 20th to February 20th? Because you got to remember, there was was it you Extreme that came in? Somebody on yesterday's stream or on Sunday's stream told me that they received a letter from the VA saying that there was going to be delays. That they wanted to apologize for the possible delays. Because there's going to be delays. If you filing for a disability claim, there's going to be delays. Even more than what there was before. Because all this reshuffling, changing, having people make sure that they are working, not knowing what it is. It's not, I wouldn't say, because the thing is Kyle, it's hard. I can't say it's a White House full of lies because they are giving facts. The thing is that they're giving misleading facts. Because yes, you said 375,961. And the funny thing is, hold on, I can probably tell you how much was actually done. Because I can go to the VA PACT Act performance dashboard, which shows this. The thing is most veterans don't even know that website exists. That will tell you the numbers of what has been going on with the PACT Act. Because, let's see. As of, and it'll tell you the total amount of PACT Act claims from August 10th of 2022 to February 15th, 2025 is 2,061,712. And then they tell you, but they don't tell you, I believe you can section it out and do it by months. But at the same time, it's just like, if you are claiming you did all of this when you haven't been in charge for that time period, that is a fucking lie. But that's what people go off of because it's the face value of what they're being told. So when a person gets told, oh, I've completed 95% of this shit, but it was under the last administration. See, look, somebody else got it. I got that letter yesterday saying that there's going to be waits. Mel, there's going to be a shitload of veterans that are going to keep receiving these letters that, hey, we apologize for the delay. Because the thing is they want to make it seem like, you know what, we're sorry because we know this shit is about to take a while. If you don't know what the budget is going to fucking look like, how are you going to service these people? If you don't know who else y'all want to get rid of, because like I said, it's been a month now because of cuts, and there's 2,400 people that have been lost doing their jobs. We still don't know what they are. We still don't know what they're hiring at, what they need. Is it more CMP examiners? Is it more doctors? Are they contracting more community care? What are we doing? How much money is going into community care? Are they trying to privatize everything? Are we going to have to start paying the copay now that when we go to places? Because it's going to be a private doctor. It's not going to be through the VA. So it's just like all these things are there. And keep in mind, if they continue with their Project 2025, if y'all haven't, I would suggest y'all veterans just look at that section. Just look at the Veteran Affairs section, especially the part where the part where a lot of veterans want to use secondary conditions. Just look at that part. Imagine you trying to file a disability that was caused by the military, and it's a secondary now, but them telling you we ain't gonna compensate you because it's the military didn't do that. Now what you gonna do? Now you got to go to your own private doctor to get taken care of for something that they caused. There's a bunch of stuff on there. The one thing I saw on there was like, hey, we want to make it that people can file a fully developed claim and have it processed within 30 days. That sounds fucking amazing. It does. Don't get me wrong. That was one of the highlights I saw. I read. I was like, you know what? That's actually pretty damn good. But the thing is, if you ain't got the fucking budget to hire these people or a department to just section off to do these fully developed claims, how are you going to get them done in 30 days? You can't get veterans that have been waiting for years their stuff right. You can't accept that some of these veterans were in service, did all this stuff prior to, and you don't want to service connect them because there's no viable documentation. Yet you know they were in the military. Yet you know the stupidity that happens in the military, but you're not going to service connect it. It took how long for these people to come up with the fucking PACT Act? How old are Vietnam vets? I was like, these people are up there in age, and it took you this fucking long to try to put something out there because it's like, oh shit, you might develop cancer. Well, that's great to fucking know when I've been dealing with the cancer for the past fucking 15 years already. But y'all tried to tell me it had nothing to do with the military. And now all of a sudden it's just like, oh shit, you know what? We did fuck up. I was like, but y'all don't talk about that. It's just like, we need to do a better job of holding these people fucking accountable. This fucking VA secretary, I was just like, no, I'm not a fan of him. I'm not a fan of him. I was just like, at first I didn't say that, but I'm not a fan of anybody that's a fucking yes man. This administration is filling itself up with yes people. And like I said before, with any of you veterans, when you were in fucking service, I can assure you, you could not fucking stand a yes man. Or prove me wrong. Maybe there is somebody out there that loved yes man. But I can tell you for fucking certain, as a fucking service member, you could not fucking stand a yes man, because these are the people that did not really give a fuck about what you had to do, or your buddies, or your team, squad, platoon. They were just trying to make sure they took care of their fucking NCOER or their evaluation. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do this. Yeah, we'll do that. Yes, we'll do that. This guy, he's just being a bit more vocal. He's out there. But then when they start making cuts and stuff, is he announcing them? Because he's making sure, look, he's doing the publicity stuff. It was like veterans benefits rumors and all that stuff. It was just like, look, the same way these politicians said that Medicare and Social Security would not be touched, but then when you look at the budget resolution, that's what's going on. It's the same thing. Yeah, we're not going to touch veterans benefits. But some of these people want it to be merit-based. Some politicians even wanted that veterans, they say, get too much fucking shit. If you are below 30%, they want to remove your benefits. Did y'all hear about that? Or y'all didn't hear about that? Because a lot of the times you don't hear about that stuff. Because most of the time, those are, when you start paying attention to the politics and you start actually listening to these politicians, you're like, bro, you must fucking hate veterans. Or what did a veteran do to you that causes you to dislike them so much that you don't want them to get benefits, or you don't want them to have these programs? Because the thing is funding is going to get cut. Excuse me. It's going to get removed. The thing is what, where, and how much? We don't know. Because you have a person that has no idea how the military works telling people at the VA that they need to fire people that are on probationary period. The VA has been understaffed this whole fucking time. This whole time, the VA has been understaffed. There's 19 million veterans out in the world right now, alive. 8 million of them actually use the VA healthcare. That leaves 11 million. That's not counting all these veterans that are going to come into being a veteran now after these wars and after their time in service, because a lot of these people are older. So now the other thing is like, hey, as a veteran, how do you tell a veteran is like, you know what? Most people, what do? If they don't do their full 20, what do they want to do? They want to get a federal job, buy their time back so that they can get a retirement that way. But how is that sure now if you're cutting thing and you want to make sure you have nothing but loyal people working in there? Not people that are going to stand up for the people that need standing up for, but yes, people. Yes, men. Yes, women. That's what they want. So when my thing is with VA Secretary Doug Collins, when Elon goes ahead and says, you know what, I need you to cut funding and this, and that. That I think is going to be the true test to see what kind of a veteran or VA secretary he is. Is he going to resign because he doesn't agree with it? Or is he going to be like, you know what, we'll make these cuts? Because like I said, Project 2025 has a lot of shit in there that it was for veterans. It was one of the smaller sections. It was one of the smaller sections. But the thing is we're a small group. It's 18 million of us. We're still a small group. As veterans, we are a small group. How does this change for us? How does this benefit us? How does removing anybody that is just you removing anybody benefit us as veterans? Like I said, if the performance evaluations show up and the people, those 2,400 people that have been removed were the bottom of the barrel and they were trash, fine. But I just seen somebody post, I think it was in Florida. I think it was in Tampa, where it was like a whole section of a VA was fired. I gotta see where I find that post. But it was a part of the VA in Tampa lost a whole section of people because they just removed them. They got dismissed. So if you taking out sections, groups, it's just like these are still people that had jobs. These are still people that like it's hard to fucking explain it, and it's hard to put it into words because it's just like these are fucking human beings. These are just regular day people. Like, hey, they served their country, and then all of a sudden now they don't have benefits, they don't have a paycheck because somebody just decided, you know what, we're just gonna get rid of this shit because we find it to be waste and abuse. And what leads me to see and believe more of how much bullshit is going on with this cuts is that some of these people are trying to call them back to tell them to get their job back because they fired them erroneously. So that should show that there's no real criteria for it. It's just we look at a section and it was like, you know what, look like I got too many fired. It, Look, several federal employees at the VA Veterans Hospital were fired this morning in supply chain. This affects veterans big time on how fast these medical supplies move and getting them to every department in a timely fashion. That's just certain people making and voicing that. These positions, that's why I think they're making a good job of not telling us what positions are mission critical and what are not. Like I said, tell me something that working for the VA is not critical. In one facet or another, that position was created because it was either something that a veteran needed, a veteran didn't have, or it had to be resourced. The VA doesn't just come up with shit, even though they do sometimes. But the VA doesn't just come up with positions that hold a certain thing for no reason. They'll come up with fucking programs that are fucking a waste and they won't do shit about it. I remember, I forget what the program was. It was an app. I got out. There was just like, oh, can we put you into this app? Because it's going to tell you I think it was like a buddy thing to have like veterans communicate with each other and talk with each other more. And they spent millions on it and it was just a pilot. Put all that money into it just to be like, you know what? We don't need this. Now, imagine putting all that money into hiring more people, hiring more VA raters, or taking that money to educate VA raters better on how to rate, or doing things that actually help people in the long run and it's just not like screwing people over. Because that's the thing that we have right now. It's just like a lot of people are just getting screwed over. There's no benefit to this. Somebody tell me, with all these jobs being taken, how has it benefited you? See, look at that. Denier says he's been waiting on a federal appeal hearing for 2 years now. Why does it take 2 years? Has anybody ever gotten an answer for that? Why does it take 2 years? Because you got to remember, a lot of the stuff was cut during Trump's first administration. But that shit flies over people's heads. He did try to make more community care. But then he also had cuts in other parts of the VA. So it was just like, yeah, we'll push to make it more community care, but we're also going to get and cut funding for this place because I don't think it's necessary. Okay. Tell that to the people that need the assistance. Tell that to the 22 we lose a day. Tell that to the veterans that want and need health care because of shit that was caused because of their time of service. 2 years. Yeah. And that's the thing. You get no answer. Like you're right. Then like they don't send you any updates. They just tell you, you know what, you still on the list, bro. We'll get to you when we get to you. We appreciate your concern. We'll get to you when we get to you. It was just like, it's been 2 years. It was just like, either y'all set up a different section where it elaborates like, hey, this person gets this person, oh, it's one of these claims. This is a quick one. We'll send that to this part of the appeals. Oh no, this is like, this dude just fucked this shit up. All right. It might take a bit longer for that one. But at the same time, everybody's appeal gets put into the same fucking pool if you go through that appeal. It could have been an error on the VA rater. But if you went through that high level that you got to go get that appeal done that way, you got to wait for somebody to make sure to figure out what they fucked up on. And that's going to take you 2 years to find out. So what happens in that between time? Like, there has to be something that's fixed with that. But there is no fix. That's the part that bothers. Just like, y'all want to come up, people want to come up with all the fucking instances of all the different things that are, oh, this is wrong with the VA, this is wrong with the VA, how do we fix it? I don't give a shit about the problem anymore. How do we fix it? How do we fix backlogs? Is it hiring more people? Or, hey, maybe we educate veterans. That's the thing. And Danny, that's the thing. Hurry up and wait is real, man. Hurry up and wait is real. The problem is that most veterans forgot. Most veterans got out the service and forgot what hurry up and wait meant or is. A lot of them have lost that. A lot of them have lost that thought process. A lot of them have figured and don't remember to realize that, you know what, you were doing hurry up and wait for a long time. The shit is the same now in the VA. The problem is that now we actually have a voice, but us as veterans are not using it. We have a voice. This isn't service where you have to go through your chain of command or your NCO channel. You don't got to do that shit. You can start getting together and be like, you know what? Hey, Congressman, my fucking VA sucks. Nobody does that. Hey, vets, we need to get together. Is everybody else having a problem with this fucking section? Is this doctor been an asshole for way too long? We need to come together and say something about this shit. The problem is nobody's saying nothing. Everybody's staying quiet, especially because it's just like, especially with this whole political thing, right? Some people are just like, well, you get what you voted for. I totally agree with that. But at the end of the day, it's just like, you know what? Some people just made a mistake. Some people got it wrong. It's okay to be wrong. But it has to be okay to actually acknowledge that you were wrong. And then how do we fix it? How do you hold the people you believe in accountable? so that I can assist you in doing so. Because I was already trying to do that. But now I need your actual assistance because you now see what I was trying to tell you. Didn't want to hear it, didn't want to pay attention to it, which fine, it happened. I understand that. But now is your time to highlight yourself and stand out by being that voice that we were trying to be. The voice that I've been trying to do. I ain't trying to gaslight people. I've been saying that shit from 2025, and the amount of people I've had message me, send me fucking rotten ass fucking emails that I wish I could just slap the shit out of people, but can't. But you should see the shit that people get and send me just because it's just like I felt a certain way or I said a certain thing and then come to prove I was actually fucking right. Because like I said, with all these fucking benefits, it's only time that will tell where they want to make cuts at. It's not going to be that it's just jobs. Because from what the VA has saved, excuse me, the VA has saved over 200 million right now. But we behind billions. So what does that mean? And for most people don't think that far. Most people don't look at it that far. They don't want to make that thought process or some just don't have the capabilities of that thought process also. So we got to keep those in mind too. But if we were in a hole 6 billion and we only cut 200 million in jobs, that means that funding is coming from elsewhere. Money's going to have to be cut somewhere. Because the thing is you can only dismiss and fire so many people to a certain point where the VA is going to become inefficient because they're already understaffed. The VA has already been understaffed this whole time, and now you want to tell me you want to cut even more people to save money. Because then that money's going to go to veterans. But then you still want to save more money. So how are we saving money if you still got to hire people? And then it was like, what does that criteria work? Because it's just like, let's cut the DEI thing, which that's another hot fucking topic. And people fail to realize, as a veteran, you're fucking DEI. Why? Because we have service members, we have veterans with combat deployments. Those vets don't come back home the same. Some is just a little blip. Some it's a whole lifestyle change. Some it's a whole mental aspect change. And the thing is what are we doing for them? How are we making it better? How are we making cuts to those things? How are we cutting programs to mental health and then all of a sudden saying, oh, we want to take care of these people? Or, oh, hey, well, we can't hire you now because you're a veteran. And, you a veteran, so, you might have a PTSD, thing. So we scared to hire you. That's why we got that. Because they know veterans go through certain things that a regular day person will not, but we still function. We can still do the job. But at the same time, people will look at us differently. Like, hey, if it's a person that has nothing to do with the military and stuff like that, what's the first thing they ask you? Did you ever shoot somebody? Why is that the first thing? Without realizing that that's a traumatic incident right there. That's something that sticks with you for the rest of your life. Whether it was you doing it or you seen somebody else do it or you seen something happen to somebody you cherished. People don't understand that. But you got that preference because of that. You had the don't ask, don't tell that was in there for a while. And please tell me how any of these service members has been any different. Also, they also leave the AFDL, which is accessibility, which requires employers to provide accommodations to help disabled people to perform job functions. And that's also Randolph. That also is part of the Disability Act. Also, that's part of there also. But a lot of people don't talk about that because the thing is where people see DEI, they saw it as it was a problem for a specific group. And they're like, well, we get rid of DEI, that means that group doesn't get any benefits. But then they forget that DEI isn't only for one group, it's for all people, all races, all things, making sure diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, explain which one of those you don't like. Because the thing is if you have a problem with DEI, you got a problem with DEI, but explain yourself. Because if you have a problem with veterans being able to get better access to jobs or having a veteran preference, that's a problem. I just seen a TikTok running wild, not recently, where it was just like some lady was just like, I can't stand the fact that we are giving military people a 10% discount. And I was just like, this lady really said that shit. She was like actually like hot about it. And then it was just like, and then it's funny because I've seen different videos just pinpointing that. But then there was a veteran that had lost his limbs on there. And he was like, I could give a fuck less about a 10 fucking percent because I gave up more than 10% for this country. And I don't get that back. He doesn't get his leg back. He doesn't get his fucking arm back. He gave more than 10% to this fucking country, but then this country is making him go through hoops to get care, to be seen, to make sure he's being taken care of after he did the most he could to take care and defend this country. And it's just like, if people feel that way, that us as veterans sometimes get too much, imagine those politicians that feel the same way. The difference is between that lady and those politicians are the ones that write the laws. Those are the politicians that give us our benefits. Those are the politicians that put... Excuse me, hold on. I gotta get something to drink. I keep on choking over here. These are the same politicians that have written laws, written bills and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's either taken away from veterans or benefiting veterans. If you notice, a lot of these politicians, when they write up their bills, a lot of the shit is wasted fucking time on naming a fucking facility where they could have instituted something to help veterans more, to produce another assistance program for homeless veterans, to make sure to get all veterans off of the streets, or a better job of, you had tuition assistance or transition assistance program to help veterans when they're transitioning out. Maybe you do a better job of making sure that those people are getting educated on what it is to be a civilian after your time in service. Maybe it's actually making an incentive, or because, the military does provide those like transition programs where you go to a field or a specific job and, it's like an internship. Why isn't that something that's just like a constant flow? Why isn't something like that a program developed that is just like, you know what? You leave in military service, we got you. If you want to keep on with your federal time of service, we got this job and we just going to keep funneling y'all through there. And then we can distribute y'all to different sections. But at least there's a pathway to make sure veterans are taken care of and get those jobs so that we don't have to worry about other programs to do it. Because DEI helps us. People don't want to talk about it. People don't want to listen. But DEI helps us. Diversity. We are a diverse group. Shit, the military is the most diverse fucking place you will ever fucking find. Because you have people from all across the world, all across the states, All different backgrounds, all different upbringing, and we still get fucking shit done. But once you leave, we don't give a shit. Don't ask, don't tell was removed. Transgender soldiers being in the military, they trying to get removed. And it's just like, people want to serve this fucking country because they want to serve this fucking country. You making these boundaries, you making these excuses, you making these cuts, you making people lose jobs, you making people go into a deeper struggle when people were already struggling in this country. Shit isn't gonna help the situation. This situation isn't gonna get any better if we just sit around and just, want to have a little small chit chat about it. I was just like, yeah, I'm having this talk. I'm gonna keep on using the platform I have. Are people gonna like it? Fuck no. Because people don't like to be told they were wrong. I understand that. I don't like to be told when I was wrong or if I'm wrong, but I accept it and I acknowledge it because then it's like, hey, educate me as to why I'm wrong. Educate me to something that maybe I oversaw, overlooked, didn't realize. Educate me in that manner so that way we can educate somebody else. Because there's too many veterans out here running around that aren't educated enough. And not saying that they're not educated as in smart, because we do have some dumbass fucking veterans. But some just don't have that direction to actually learn. Like, I do my workshops. I do these workshops on Sunday. Why? Because veterans are not educated on their benefits. They're not educated on their entitlements. They're not educated on how to file a disability claim or how to do one correctly. What does that end up doing? That ends up filling our backlogs. That ends up having veterans think negatively of the VA because it's just like the VA didn't care to show you how to do your claim. The military didn't show you how to do your claim. So it's easy. It's basically setting us up for failure as veterans when you're getting out, when you're not teaching people how to do shit the right fucking way. It was just like, imagine us while serving that they just let us do whatever the fuck we wanted to do. And there was no correction. There was no guidelines. There was no doctrine to fucking follow. We just did it. Well, sometimes we just did that shit anyway, but we got it done, right? It's just like we have to start talking about these things, man. It was just like, yeah, you don't agree with me. Cool. I don't give a shit. If you were wrong, you were wrong. If you voted for this, you're going to feel the ramifications. But it's not fair to me to feel the ramifications because I didn't vote for that. But at the same time, if you're willing to look past the part that you voted for this, and I'm willing to help you and we can work together to get this better and work together, that's what it's supposed to fucking be about. Like I said, I don't give a shit who you voted for. I'm upset if you voted a certain way. Yes, I'm upset. But like I said, either you didn't know any better, or that's what you're used to doing, or you were just ignorant. Either way, you are a fucking veteran. You still put on the fucking uniform. You still swore an oath. At the end of the day, your benefits are my fucking benefits. So if I lose out on something that I was using, you might not lose out because you weren't using it. But what about the future veterans? What about those people that are currently serving now? You being quiet, you not saying anything, you not voicing your opinion is not helping any veteran that's going to come after you that may need that fucking resource. If you don't want to help out, don't gloat about being a fucking veteran. Don't try to fucking wear your hats or fucking do your live streams or do all this shit trying to rep veterans and shit like that if you ain't really to help veterans. If you're not going to voice the injustices that are going on to our service members, then what are you really doing? If you're not out here trying to assist veterans and guide them to benefits, entitlements, and stuff like that, what are you doing? If you're just coming up with shit that is just basically to prey on veterans and get veterans money, what are you doing? Because what makes you any different than Elon and Trump? If that's the case, because I'm going to give you a good story, but then I'm going to cut what you need. I'm not going to give you a good justification as to why I'm cutting the shit you need. But I'm not going to give you an exact reason either. Because, look, 2,400 people gone. Yeah, we don't fucking know who they are, what they were working at, or what the case is. You go through different forums and you see all these fucking people, most of them veterans, putting their stories out there like, look, man, I just got let go. There was one lady I saw posted. She was like, she was 7 months pregnant. 7 months pregnant. She was a military spouse. She was a veteran also. And she was 7 months pregnant and just lost her job off of shits and giggles off of Elon and his fucking Doge team. Shits and giggles is just like, you know what? We don't need this person. Oh, there it goes. Department of Veteran Affairs, Tampa, the Public Affairs Office, fired completely. So then, like I said, that's the thing. We have an issue with 22 a day with veterans, right? How does this lessen that? How does this not put a possible more people in a worse predicament because of the fact that they were veterans? They probably had this job, which is what most people don't realize. For us veterans, it's like it gives us a purpose. A lot of us veterans don't keep that purpose, don't see that purpose because they lost their jobs. And it's just like, you don't see it, but people say what they gotta say. Some people like to hide behind their channels or their pages or their posts, and it's just like, man up. Say something. If you got something to say, say it. If you ain't fucking benefiting veterans, shut the fuck up. Because you full of shit. You ain't actually assisting anybody by giving off these bullshit scenarios, bullshit answers. And hey, why are these people losing their jobs? Your best answer is what was reciprocated by the fucking idiot that didn't want to serve his country or didn't serve in the military. If that's your answer, that's not justifiable because he's not giving a justifiable fucking answer. If you can't justify the answer that you are trying to give, you shouldn't be giving the fucking answer. If you want to make cuts to those people that actually haven't been doing their job instead of people that are on probation. Because like I said, nobody thinks about it that way. If you are in your probationary period, that means that you are trying to do your best job to keep your job. Should be no fucking reason why you're losing it. But a person that's been sitting there for a while that hasn't done shit gets to keep it. Same thing like in active duty. If you were in the fucking army and you know that you hit staff sergeant and you had 10 years in now, because now it's 10 years. It used to be after 12 years and you were at E6. After that, your next one was in def. Now it's changed to 10 years. Keep in mind that the military made sure to do that whole damn STEP program, which is the select, train, I think educate and promote. And you had so many people that got promoted ahead of their time that should have never been fucking leaders or weren't even prepared to be leaders and got promoted. But now those are the same people that you have in service that are leading and are in charge of things. But those same people ain't being educated on what happens on the outside. Because a lot of those leaders are going to get out the military service and they're going to try to go to the VA. And we don't know what the fuck they're going to have for VA by the time they get out. Because if you join now and you wait 20 years, shit, if they're removing and cutting here, cutting there, what is the VA going to look like then? When they say we're not going to take these benefits, but you know it's coming. So we can't be naive about it. You have your compensation, right? Keep that compensation. But those benefits that we have that are for veterans, like I said, the VRE, the VA home loan, the dependents education assistance, the homeless HUD-VASH program, which is the voucher program for homeless veterans, the different tracks in the VRE. All those things are stuff that we have that we're not using, that it's going to just be like easy to just say, you know what, we don't need this. We're going to cut this from this. We're going to cut that from that. And who ends up losing? Like I said, you may be the veteran that is not using that program, but I might be using it. So now you hurting one of your brothers and sisters in arms by not speaking out and not saying, hey, we can't make cuts here. We got to keep this. We got to improve this. Hey, vets, what was something you would have liked to know when you got out? And I know that answer will go on fucking forever. What was something you wish you knew before you filed your first disability claim? That list is probably long and going on forever too. But at the end of the day, we're not doing the right thing of like, hey, if we're going to do these cuts, we need to show veterans where these cuts are being made, to who these cuts are being made, and where the money is actually going to. Because it's easy to fucking say, I saved billions of dollars, but you can't show me where the fuck the billions are. Veterans, we need to stop doing this whole taking what they're telling us at face value. You know why so many veterans fall to that? Because they still used to the fucking time in service, where you were told by your supervisor, this is what's happening. And you ate that shit and you ran with it. This is what needs to happen. Cool. Got it. Execute. Some of y'all still have that same mentality where just like, hey, they're telling you, oh, we're saving money. Execute. And y'all are just like, shit, they're executing. Good job. But now it's the time to start actually thinking for ourselves and thinking for other veterans that may not have the mental capacity or ability to reason and look past the face value that they're giving us. There's too much shit going on right now that if we leave it at face value and we leave it and we don't voice it and we don't come together, we don't start going at our congressmen and congresswomen and senators, we're going to lose out. And I'm sorry to say that. But we're going to lose out. Veterans that are coming after us are going to lose out. Those kids of yours that decide to fucking join the military, they're going to lose out. Because the same benefits we had ain't going to be there anymore. The same benefits that people got given are going to be taken away because people ain't using them. So let's do a better job of educating each other, speaking with each other, and actually having dialogue across this. Like I said, I know some people ain't going to like this. Some people ain't going to fucking enjoy what I'm saying. Some people ain't going to be happy at the fact that I'm saying these things. And did my camera freeze? I think my camera froze. I'm not sure why that is. Even my camera don't like the shit I'm saying right now. My camera don't even appreciate what I'm saying to y'all right now. But at the same time, it's just like, look, we got to do these things because it's just like, it's happening. We can't control any of this. And it's just going off of it. It was just like, we got to do a better job as veterans. That's the main focus on that. I don't know what's happening with my camera. I should die. Say hot. I don't know. But us as veterans are doing a terrible job. We are not communicating. We are not talking. We are not being active in what we do. And it is taking a toll on us and it is affecting us going forward. So I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to touch on. I'm going to just leave it at this. My camera's telling me it's time to go because it's not even showing anymore. But it's just, this is something we need to make sure we're doing. Because the thing is there's too much stuff going on that we're just letting slide. We're not paying attention to. We're taking at face value. We're not We're not looking into the stuff that can possibly happen, and we are not looking at the worst case scenario. We are just looking at the issues as they are going. And some of us are just like, oh, well, it's not affecting me till it does fucking affect you. And then by then, it's too late. Mel, I'm gonna try to I try to do these more. I don't like doing these on YouTube as much because I I stay away from doing this on YouTube because of the fact that it's more, how can I put it? It's these always doesn't it doesn't always resonate with everybody, which I do understand is not something that everybody agrees with, everybody follows and stuff like that, and it happens. But the thing is it has to be said. These are things that have to be spoken about. We do too much. There's too many times where veterans just don't want to have these conversations and don't want to talk and or get pissed off and just leave. And it's just like, hey, that's fine. If you can't have an educated grown person conversation, by all means, leave. But at the end of the day, if you are one of those people that cannot stand to have a fucking conversation, when you lose your benefits, when you lose something, when you are not able to obtain something that you should have been able to obtain because something changed, because you wanted to be negligent and you wanted to be a person that didn't want to have that talk, I don't feel sorry for you. And that's just me being straight up and honest. For anybody that wants to listen, everybody that's been here that said something and spoke, it's just like, I appreciate y'all because y'all willing to listen, y'all willing to talk. But at the same time, this isn't for everybody. Not everybody goes through this, not everybody listens to this. And I just hope that we continue to build on this. And like I said, let's do a better job as veterans of taking care of each other. I don't care where you're at, where you're from, what you do. I just want you to be a better veteran. I want you to have a better life. I want you to make sure that the sacrifices that you made for you and yours and your family, that you get something out of it and you get something back for it. Because it's not easy to be a fucking service member. It's not easy to be away from everything you know, everyone you love, or stay away or get deployed here or get sent here or get stationed over there. That's not everybody that gets to go through that. And not everybody knows the mental anguish and stress that veterans go through while dealing with that. So it is making sure that us as veterans take care of each other, understand each other, and understand that, hey, not everybody's on the same page. Not everybody looks at it the same way. But at the same time, you're still a veteran at the end of the fucking day. No matter whether you like it or not, you're a veteran at the end of the day. Whether we like the changes or not, we have the right and we need to have the voice to make sure we are benefiting and helping each other progress, be great, remove veteran off the streets, and make sure that we ain't losing people because of their mental health issues that they have. That's all I got. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll put this will probably just end up as a podcast episode, as this just had to be fucking said to people. I appreciate everybody, as always, tuning in. We'll keep having these talks and hopefully we can have more people. Like, look, I may not agree with everything. I may not agree with you, but I will listen you out. I want to hear you out. I want to have a better understanding of why veterans think the way they do. So that way we can have a conversation, which it doesn't mean I'm going to change your mind. I'm not here to change your mind. I just want to put a different perspective out there so that a veteran can understand that this is something that does happen. And sometimes we are wrong, but it's okay to be wrong. It's how do we get ourselves back up? How do we stay together as veterans? And how do we continue to be successful to assist one another? I'm just Cruz. This has been our little hangout talk. I had to get shit off my chest and get this out and say these things. But we're gonna have a couple of more of these conversations. Like I said, it's gonna be straight. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. I'm done with the whole sugarcoating thing, because the thing is like it's pointless. That was just like, things have to be said, because otherwise, if you stay silent, you're basically going along with it. And I'm not going to go along with having veterans lose stuff that they earned and fucking fought for. Y'all have a great rest of y'all week. I will see y'all at some point throughout the week. I'll probably jump on. If not, we will continue on Sunday with our workshops with the CFR, going on for the CFR and explaining it. So if y'all got any questions, leave them in the comments. Go to the last workshop of this past week, leave it in those comments, ask questions, and we'll take care of you there. I appreciate y'all. Be good to one another. Take care of one another. Look out for one another. Love one another. And stay marvelous while doing it, y'all. I'm Cruz, signing out for the Veteran Awareness Project. Peace.